just admitting in general that you have a mental illness, whatever it may be.
Being around people who don't understand what mental illness looks like. So while it might be perfectly acceptable for you to cancel plans because you have food poisoning or the flu, it doesn't look the same when you say, I'm really depressed or I'm really suicidal today and I can't go out.
The hardest thing about living with bipolar disorder, I think, is not knowing who I'm going to be when I wake up. I don't know if I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be hypomanic and really excited and want to do all these things, or if I'm going to be in a depressive episode and just want to stay in bed and not feel like life's worth living. It's hard to tell which person I'm going to be that day.
The days where you have friends and you have family, but yet nobody really fully understands what you're going through, and it's hard for you to deal with, and especially those days when you really have to deal with it alone and on your own.
You need to remember that even though it's not visible, it is still very real, and we need to respect that about everyone.
Is accepting yourself and being around others who don't know about it. You think that no one understands and you're alone, you're embarrassed. But if you start talking to people and you ask for help, they're going to understand and they're going to be there for you.
Say that you're never too tough to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness to admit that you're struggling, and you need to know that the people who love you and care for you will always be there to help.
Even though your brain is telling you to isolate yourself, that you have to think of your mental illness as its own separate entity, and it's kind of the enemy, and it wants you to isolate, and it wants you to not ask for help.
I would tell myself that this isn't something that's going to go away. It's not a phase, it's not something you're going to grow out of. It's an illness, and it's going to be lifelong, but you're going to learn to live with it and to manage it, and it's not all going to be bad. And if it wasn't for my illness, I wouldn't do what I do today. I wouldn't be as passionate about mental health as I am. I wouldn't have gone into the field I did.
Stop worrying. It's gonna be okay. You don't have to have your whole entire future planned out, ready to go. Things happen, things fall through, but in the end, it's all gonna work out. To talk to people, don't be afraid of who you are. If something's bothering you or you feel alone, talk to people. Really, that's all that. Even if it's your mom or a friend, saying hi to a stranger, do something. Talk to people. Don't feel like you're the only one.
So, if I could talk to my 18-year-old self before I attempted suicide, I would tell her that even though this feels like this relationship is going to affect you for the rest of your life, it will fade, and while the pain will still be there and it will still affect you, it's going to fade, and there's going to be so many significant things that happen in your life. You're going to move away, you're going to go to school, you're going to meet a whole new friend group, you're going to be in new relationships, and you're going to find things that you like about yourself.
But there is nothing wrong with asking for help and keeping yourself safe and doing whatever you need to do to make sure that happens. And if it feels like nobody's listening to you, there are people out there that want to hear your story and want to make sure that you feel loved and important, and that will happen someday if you give it time.
One thing I want the world to know about mental illness is the way you speak about people who have mental illness is very important. It's a distinction that I think a lot of people don't know, is that somebody who has a mental illness, they aren't bipolar, they aren't schizophrenic, they are people with bipolar disorder, they are people with schizophrenia.
Just because somebody has been hospitalized or if they're in mental health treatment, that doesn't mean that they're crazy or that they can't function normally or they're not the same person that they were before you knew they had a mental illness.
Something I want the world to know is don't tell me you understand when you don't, or you haven't been through it. You have to go through it to know, and for someone to say it and not actually understand is more irritating than helpful.
Is that we were all put here on this earth for a reason, and for a good reason. If you haven't found out that reason yet, I'm here to tell you that it's okay. You'll figure it out, whether it be the career you take, the family you raise, the friends you make, the people you help. You were put here for some reason. Whether or not that reason has came up yet, whether you've done something good yet, it's not about the doing. It's gonna happen, and you were put here for a reason.
They are not defined by their illness. They are a person who has an illness, just as somebody else may have diabetes or heart disease. That illness does not define them. They are a person with their own skills, talents, strengths, and they have an illness too. So it's important to make sure that you're putting the person before the illness.
So if you go to the hospital because you need treatment for suicidal thoughts or hallucinations or depression, that's totally the same as any other medical reason.
With all the negative attitudes and beliefs and stigmas that go around mental health, people with mental illnesses think that they don't deserve a break or credit or time or attention or love, power, or they don't even feel like they belong to themselves anymore due to all the negative attention that mental illness has received.
For anyone out there struggling with mental illness, I want you to know that you're never alone, even if you feel like you are. There's always somebody out there that will listen and understand what you're going through, and that suicide is never an option.
First and foremost, that you are not alone. Look at me, I'm here. You're not alone.
I want you to know that how you're feeling right now, if you're feeling depressed or suicidal, you are not going to feel like this every second of every day for the rest of your life.
You are not alone, and that you are loved, and that this world would not be the same without you. Let yourself be more honest about when you're feeling bad, even when it's not socially acceptable to feel the way you're feeling.
Asking for help makes you a lot stronger than you think it does. Some of the strongest people I know have asked for help. Never be afraid to do so, and always remember to take care of yourself first.
It does not discriminate based on size, race, or intelligence level, and that you're never too strong to admit that you need help.
If you feel like you're not sick enough to get help, or that you're not worthy of help or worthy of treatment, just know that that's not true.
There are so many people that love you. If you think that you're alone and no one's gonna care if anything happens to you, you are wrong. You are definitely wrong. There is someone, whether it be one person, 2 people, or 100 people, there's someone that loves you and wants you to be here.
You can come talk to me.
You can 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 talk to me.